welcome to the D20 Live online debate. I am Jaya and I'll be your host for today's debate. Today we're going to talk about the topic that if a person were given a choice between a job in a large tech firm or one in a well-funded startup, and if they are in their early 20s, they should offer the startup job. Debating with us today are Astha and Abhinav. Astha will be speaking for the topic and Abhinav would be speaking against the topic. That is, Astha will be arguing that people in their early 20s should try to look for a job in a startup, whereas Abhinav would be arguing that they should instead pick a job in a established large firm. Before the debate started, we polled the audience on what they thought. So as you can see, 80% of the audience agreed that people should take a job in startups in their early 20s, whereas 20% were neutral. So now, let's begin the debate and see what our debaters do and if they are able to change anybody's mind.
Hi everyone, thanks for making time for this. I'm speaking for the motion, and the motion is that for someone in early 20s given an option to work in a tech, big tech company or a well-funded startup, the preferred option should be to pick the startup. And I have three arguments to support my case. One is that the learning and the building skill opportunity in startups is much fast and huge. Number two, you can be a part of an evolving ecosystem, which is important to build and do something unconventional at a well-funded startup. And the third one is definitely work atmosphere, culture, and stock options, which are economic reasons also to be a part of a startup. Now, to substantiate the first one on learning and building skills. Now, if we look at these current studies, we find out that people who are entering primary school, children in 2016, around 2/3 of those kids will be working in jobs that do not exist yet, which means that we currently do not know what kind of skills or knowledge is required at workplace in the future. That's how fast we are all learning and adapting. And in order to be competent, to fare well and do well in an atmosphere like that, it is imperative that when we are young, we get opportunities and places to work at where we are given responsibilities bigger than ourselves. And that is something that a well-funded startup definitely gives you more potential to and a head start to do. There is opportunity for both personal and professional growth. Skills are built much faster because the startup works in multiple streams at the same time. It's a smaller group of people. You get more responsibilities added on, which is why your pickup on learning skills is fast. The second is part of an evolving ecosystem. We all know that when we were young, a lot of kids and young people, passionate people, come with a lot of ideas and doing things which are unconventional, out of the box. However, when you work in an established company, there are established processes in place, and you are unconsciously, willingly or not unwillingly, told to follow that, because there is very little outbreak or out of the box thinking going on, which is something that the startup environment makes it easy to access. There are less layers to the CEO. You have more access to the senior management. You understand the strategy of the company very well. And as a ecosystem building, I think this is something that builds better society if we create and are part of a culture that supports that. And my third one is work atmosphere. We all know that tech startups make work-life management and scheduling much better. There are more fun and a lot of perks associated with working. You get a lot of ESOPs and share because you're so invested in the company from the start. If the company does well, you equally get credit out of it. So that the atmosphere, and also because it's a smaller group of people, people are better friends. It's a close-knit community. It's more good to be around people who are so involved and passionate about the same subject or the same topic that your startup works on. So to summarize, three reasons: learning and building skills faster, being part of an evolving ecosystem, and a very good atmosphere and culture to be a part of are the reasons why I am supporting in favor of the motion. Thank you.
So yeah, thank you, Astha, for the lovely opening argument. And I'll take your points only based on my personal experience as well. So my first job in my early 20s was in a big corporate. And what I learned from there, based on the three topics you told, learning, evolving ecosystem, and the work culture, what I feel the learning which I did in that tech company was very much compared to that, because the main reason is when you have like a big corporate, you have all the processes set up in place, and there's a particular role you're assigned, and you have a particular responsibilities and the learnings you need to do to succeed in that role. So that is properly laid out. And like, for example, I was in sales there as well. So the sales training and everything was done like by industry leaders, and like the management also is of course the like top class. So you get to learn from those people and their experience, who have seen the company grown up from that level. So that is like a huge boost, which I feel is missing in the startup culture, because there you have to literally hit your head and see if things work. Okay. The second thing about the ecosystem, I feel the corporate culture is more professional, right? And also, if I say, not just professional in terms of like the work attire or something, but it is because like the way you talk to, the way you communicate with your peers, the way you communicate with your supervisors and your managers and top management, that is very formal and very, what do you say, those are the like a very important skills for a person to understand. So how it helps is, for example, if you are working in a big corporate, you are getting the chances to go offset. Asa, can you mute yourself, please?
I'm
I
sorry.
guess there's a, yeah, it's fine. So yeah, I was saying that if you're working in a big corporate, so you get opportunities to go out, go abroad, and travel and work with people of different nationalities and different cultures. So there you have to be, what you say, more professional and more understanding how things work, and the communication is the key in that part. And also, I feel that if you say work culture is better in startups, I feel in the corporate jobs, I feel the corporate jobs has a better work culture, because you have a fixed timings. You have like if you have like a 10 to 6 job, you have a 10 to 6 job. Nobody outside work will call you after 6 p.m. But as in case, I worked in a startup as well, so I know it's like all the time you're working and you're doing something new or something, trying some things. So I feel it doesn't give you that kind of work culture and work-life balance. The work-life balance you get in a corporate will be much better, because you're limited to your fixed hours and your responsibilities. Yeah, that's the conclusion from my side in that on your points. And also, I would like to say, first of all, if you're like in early 20s and this is your first job, it will be like a sense of pride to join a good big tech company. First of all, just for you as well, and for your parents. So for your parents, I mean, if someone joins Google or Accenture or Infosys, so someone like their parents will be so proud, and they'll be telling everyone, calling everyone, and then they'll be like very happy that they have like all the investment they have done in like for the education, and also the schooling to the college, to like helping them out in every way. So that comes to a fruition basically. So that is a sense of pride which I feel. The one more thing I would like to say is about the funding. So if the funding in the startups, I mean, they have limited resources, and they have to kind of optimize the resources to get the right results possible. But when you are working in a big tech corporate, so you have more resources at your disposal, and you can do more things in a more systematic way, and you can try out more things as well on a bigger scale. So those are the things I would like to say, and then yeah, Asa, you can take it over.
Sure. Thank you, Abhinav, for your arguments. Well taken in note. I would like to start with a few comments on the arguments that you made. Your first example of your work experience in the company where you were working with senior stakeholders in sales actually ties very well to my first argument, which is what I meant when I said that you are when you join a big company, you're assigned a role and a team, and your expectations are laid out in a very fixed process, and it is very difficult to change or make switch. So even though you become an expert and a well-rounded person within that work role, it still does not give you access or the opportunity to, for example, for someone working in sales tomorrow, if they want to work in a strategy role or they want to get more involved in marketing, that easy flex is not available in bigger organizations. And I think for a early 20s person, just getting an opportunity to do it all, like just get access to the breadth and not necessarily in depth, and eventually give an opportunity to them to identify what did they like the most in the breadth of things that they got to test, so that they can eventually tailor their career later on. Your second point, well taken. I think it's much more professional. I agree. Corporates are much more professional in place. Communication and opportunities to go abroad are more. But there is no reason as to we are saying that a person from a startup cannot move eventually at a later half of their career to a bigger company. The focus is currently what do you prioritize when you are very young. Can you as you are learning, and do you have the motivation and skill set? Is it better to build more learning and skills in the early on, so that eventually when you get access to for an international community to scale those learnings, you are at a much better position than later. I feel that even with younger audience, that is something they would like to get opportunity to do in the first place. On your point around pride, and I completely understand that a lot of people do feel a sense of confidence when they join a big and well-known organization. But we also would like to highlight that even today, bigger organizations like Google have explicitly said that they no longer look for MBA programs or just educational qualifications, and rather just look at the skill set currently to do that role effectively. And eventually, I think that getting experience to work at a well-funded startup, you learn more and you automatically become definitely a better, higher candidate when you apply to these companies later. So it's not that you're closing your door on the pride that you will bring. It's just that you're postponing it for the time being because you're being smart about how you're planning your career. And your point on a well-funded startup, I think because it was explicitly called in the motion that the startup does not have financial constraints, so I haven't touched a lot of it. But I agree with your point that there are limited resources when with many startups, which is why they have to prioritize projects. But I think that also enhances someone's skill of how do you work with limited resources at hand, what do you pick over what, and why. So these sort of judgment and decision making are also soft skills that are useful. And for a well-funded startup, usually the most important priorities are not left over because they usually have a plan of action quite in place. So I would still say that my arguments on learning, building, and having a better ecosystem to be a part of, and planning is such that you are you spend your early 20s in startup, and then the eventual career in a bigger company gives you a very well-rounded, holistic career opportunity. And over to you, Abhinav.
Yeah, sure. Very well defended your points. I would like to say a little about the career progression path, as you told. What I have done in personally in my life is I worked for a corporate first, and then I joined startups at a later stage. So what benefits I got out of that is because in a startup, if you're joining a startup new in your early 20s, you'll be like kind of everything is coming at you from every direction, and you'll take some time to figure out basically how you are supposed to work there. Okay, so what happens is if you're joining a corporate at the starting, then you are kind of streamlined in a process and everything. So once you join a startup, basically a well-funded startup, then you'll be able to what do you say, like kind of streamline the processes and the everything of the same startup as well, and that will be streamlined. Asta, can you mute again, please?
Sorry.
Sorry. So yeah, I was saying that then you can bring on those processes like because in my company they used to do the Six Sigma trainings and all those kind of things. So like these are the kind of things there is some professional what do you say, like professional education that is required on those kind of topics, and that kind of exposure you get in your big corporates. And then once you're in the later stages of your life, or like second or third job, you're joining a startup, then you can implement those process making things and optimizing the operations in that way. That is what I feel is like the better way to approach this thing. Also on the career progression part again, like for example, if it's a big tech company, then there will be having like offices like around multiple cities in the India and abroad as well. So there are more opportunities to not just travel as like on a short-term project or something, but also on the long-term projects, and like maybe like a permanent settlement move as well. So there are a lot of internal job postings that happen, and what I've seen in like big MNCs and all, like they don't focus much on hiring new people as such. Because like it's like a very time consuming and cost consuming process. So what they prefer is actually taking the people and optimizing their resources they have and moving them through departments, and also depending on the locations, project to project. So there I feel like the career progression horizontally and vertically there are more options. Again, I would like to just a minute. Yeah, again, and on the same learning and development part again. So yeah, when you have the all the kind of right processes and the things in the trainings and everything in place, so that helps you later overall as to like, because when you're young and you're in early 20s, you would like to kind of have some mold to set up, and then you see which way you want to grow in that way. So learning that, so even if you are not liking the corporate culture or something, you will know that what is working for you, what is not working for you. You'll have a clear understanding of that, at least when you're, if you're joining a new young like a well-funded startup at the in your early 20s, then you'll be looking more at the like the kind of popularity of that startup, or like the money they're offering you, those kind of the things. But you'll overlook many things which are like not doing that great, or which are not right with the company, which you'll be overlooking. And maybe they are well funded now, but of course later down the road, if they are not optimizing the resources, everything, then they can run out of cash, and it can like their runway also can be dependent on the funding, right? So you never know. You have more stability in the corporate jobs. You know, if you are in, and until unless you do like huge blunders, they'll not throw you out for the company. So at least for the initial 2-3 years, at least you'll be set. That is where the stability comes into picture. If you're just fresh out of college, join a well-funded startup, there's no room for mistakes there. So if you're doing something wrong, if you're not able to kind of scale there, then maybe they will lay you off. And like, for example, like COVID is the biggest example. Tech companies, big companies are able to do well because they have like a cash flow with them. But the startup, there are a lot of startups who are like laying off people just because of the reason. And this kind of like you need to have a kind of stability at the start of your career, so that you can basically have a longer, what do you say, as a better path in a career progression. Yeah, over to you, Asta.
God, thanks. Thank you, Abhinav. I would just like to talk briefly about your arguments on process and trainings that the bigger companies establish, and I completely agree. The only that actually ties back to what I have been saying throughout is that you can always go to depth from breadth, but going to breadth after depth is actually difficult. So if you even speaking from real life experience, even if you join a bigger company, you need at least a couple of years to become like a Black Six Sigma efficient master black belt, right? So you need to still invest a couple of years into that one thing that you want to become really good at. And eventually then after that, moving to a startup where expectations are that you are going to be very agile and adept at multiple things, multitasking. So these are skills that, because you haven't had a lot of experience doing in your immediate previous work experience, you actually are limited in your abilities to function. The second point is on 10x long-term job postings, because there's more access on mobility, and it's the more job security exists in a company. That's also true, but that's also job security is actually in many cases comes from the point of people feeling insecure, or from a moment of fear. And a lot of people, when they are young, it is only at that time when they can actually take bigger risks about jumping. For example, if they want to, they can venture and work with limited resources if the need be, and eventually see if that is not fitting to their lifestyle or not. Otherwise, in later 30s, with more expectations and more family, the risk appetite for people usually tends to reduce and not increase with time. Therefore, if I still think that if someone has an option to pick either of the one, then it still makes sense to prioritize building a better personality, strong skills, taking more risks in the beginning, and then going with it. So what have I told you in this debate? I've told you that for a person who's young, there are four primary reasons why they should pick working at a startup, well-funded startup. They get to learn more fast, learn a breadth of different skills that they may find very useful in the later half of their career. They can be a part of an evolving ecosystem, do things which are unconventional, fail fast, learn fast, grow, and also enjoy the work atmosphere, build strong relationships with people you are working with, make very good friends, and enjoy the economic advantage also of the risk that you are taking in the early years of your career, if the company ends up doing well, you actually gain monetarily, also make a lot of benefits. So for all these reasons, I feel that I would like to rest my case, still strongly proposing the motion. Thank you.
Sure, definitely. So this is the closing remarks I'll give. I would like to tell two advantages of having a corporate life. One, when the things were normal and pre-COVID, that the corporates have a big office, and there's like huge facilities. They have like cafeteria, gymnasium. Some even have swimming pools and theaters and all those kind of things. So there's a lot more, what you say, entertainment, and there are more cultural activities that happen around, basically, in a big corporate setup. Used to happen, of course, not going to happen anytime soon right now. In that way, we have one more advantage having a corporate, because for example, if you're working for a big corporate, they have like funds in place, so they can arrange for like this work to they can arrange funds for their employees without any pay cuts, for work from home setup. So like, for example, I know people working in Amazon, and they have been receiving like a chair, table support, and all the system and all the accessories, like even headphones, those kind of things, which are like important, have become important because of the COVID issue. So they are in the situation of basically able to do it right now. So yeah, that is it. And then after that, I'll just conclude my debate here. So the things I talked about, first of all, is the process. When you are in your early 20s, if you have the option of going for a big well-funded startup or a big corporate, I feel that you should as a first job, you should go for a big corporate, because you'll learn a lot in about the process, about the learning and development, and like you'll have certification under your name, which will basically make you stand out. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's it. About the certification, about the learning you have, then about the perks of travel and the work culture, and about the stability of the job, and learning from the industry leaders possible. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that debate. The exit poll showed that 22% of the audience changed their mind and now disagree and believe that people in their early 20s should take up the job that's in a well-established firm, and only 7% of the audience stayed neutral, whereas 70% of the audience still agrees that these people should take up a job in a startup. We only counted the votes that were cast both in the pre-debate poll as well as in the exit poll, and people who voted only in one or the other, they were not considered in this decision making. Given that Abhinav was able to change more minds and able to influence people towards their own side, Abhinav wins this debate. Yeah, and that's it. Well, I hope you really enjoyed this debate. Please come back. We'll do debates every weekend, and stay tuned for more content. Please subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos. Like this video if you enjoyed this debate, and please share it with other people who also debate or who may enjoy watching some content. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.